cloudy afternoon, waiting on some storms to blow in later this evening. It's pretty nice outside, about 70 degrees. So I thought we'd sit outside and chat about flowers this afternoon. I've got here some of the varieties of flowers that I plan to put out in near the garden this year. I've got a porch here where I'll also put some things, but for the most part, these are going to go out towards the garden. I really want to experiment this year with some cutting flowers that maybe take to the farmer's market or the trades days, or just have around the house and to share with friends. So some of these varieties are some of that. Some of them are to attract the pollinators for the garden, but all in all, I hope it just will give me a beautiful season of flowers. All right, so let's get started. I'm very excited to have found one package, 2 bulbs of black hollyhocks. If you watch Jessica at Roots and Refuge Farms, she had some beautiful black hollyhocks in her garden before they moved to South Carolina. So I've looked for them ever since. This first year I found them. I actually found them at Walmart, but they only had one package, so I'm excited to give those a try. Some of the other things I'm going to be doing are, and I've got a whole bunch of seeds, and I'm going to be starting these out in the greenhouse in the next few days. I have some daisies. This is a Robinson's blend. It's like pink and red varieties. These came from Botanical Interest, and looking forward to growing those. Have some Shasta daisies. Those should be pretty. Then I have verbena. I think this is good for, I think this is the one called the butterfly plant. So that should be good for the garden. I have yarrow, again, attracts butterflies. 2 packages of those. Oh, another package of the daisies. And the state flower of Texas, it is, you used to not could find the seeds at all. They're planted all along the roadsides. In Central Texas, in March, usually they are absolutely stunning to grow, but they used to just grow wild. In the last couple of years, I've seen more and more of the seed packets to plant. So I have 3 seed packets here that I bought. This is the Fairy Morse brand. I found these at one of the big box stores, so I have those to plant. I also found some at Magnolia Seed and Supply at the silos in Waco. So I have a couple packages of those that I'm going to try. I have snapdragons. Love all the variety of colors in snapdragons. I'm going to plant some of these here on the porch. I have a container, a big container here on the porch that I really want to grow some height to, and these say that they grow, these only grow about 6 inches, but that'll add some height to this pot that I've got here on the plant, and hopefully lots of color. So though these are the dwarf variety, that's why they don't grow very tall. So, but mixed colors, so variety of colors there. I also have some California poppy. I found these, I don't know where I found these, but I love the yellow on these. Never grown poppies before, so excited to give these a try. Now all these varieties, I'm looking on the back of the pack to see when exactly to start them, whether you can start them indoors, whether they're best to direct seed. Some of them are both. You can try it both ways. So some of them I'll be doing both ways to see what kind of germination we get both ways. I've also got a stack here of things that maybe have some medicinal purposes. I'll be the first to tell you, I am very unschooled on any of that kind of thing. I hope to learn more as we go and get into homesteading more about some of the things, but some of these are ones that I have picked up based on things that I've heard or read, or you know, different sources. So I have calendula. This is called Oktoberfest, so I'm hoping that is like an orange color, a dark fall color. Echinacea with a cone flower. I have 2 varieties of this. I have this one that is the Burpee brand I found, and I also have a couple packets that I got at Magnolia Seed and Supply. I tried last year to grow a few of these, and I didn't get good germination, but I'll be honest, I didn't put a whole lot of effort into it. So I'm going to try better and put a little more purpose into it this year and see if I can't get some of those growing. I've seen people who have a whole bed full of these things just growing like crazy, and that's a goal to work for. I have some bee balm. Bee balm looks very colorful. This looks like it's going to be purple. I may try to grow this some in the green stalk. Now, I've got my green stalk about ready to repot, so this may go in the green stalk. Have chamomile. I tried to grow some last year. Not great success. Again, probably not a lot of effort. But I am going to try this year. Again, I've seen people who have just beds of chamomile. It is a perennial. I know that. It will come back. I know the flowers, when harvested, can be made into a tea and are very calming. And so that would be a good thing to have on hand. So cross our fingers and hope for some big chamomile plants this year. Also have lavender. I did grow lavender in my green stalk last year, and it was so pretty. So I'm going to try to grow some lavender again. And then these are just some other varieties of plants when I was looking on botanical interest that jumped out at me. I have bachelor buttons. These are a tall variety. These are a great plant, a great flower for bouquets. So bachelor buttons. 2 packages of those actually. Here's another package of the verbena. And I have a couple varieties of celosia. Celosia is a very interesting plant. Just the complexity of the plant is fascinating to me. This one is called the Chief Red Flame. Kind of looks like a brain. We'll see. And this is called Flamingo. Pretty pink, frilly things. So we'll get those all out in the garden. A couple of things I'm going to try just for fun. This is an amaranthus. It grows, I believe it's a vining plant, and then has these long blooms on it. That will be great on a trellis or in flowering bouquets. 2 packages of those. I'm really excited. We'll see. I may try to sprout all of these and maybe share some. I picked up some little annual cut and come again flower varieties. These looked pretty. These are a zinnia. Little zinnia called the Cactus Flowered Mix. Again, I just love the variety of colors in the garden. I'm very partial to orange for some reason. Orange flowers always grab my attention, but if not orange, then the variety colors will get me every time. This is a cup and saucer vine called Blue Cathedral Bells. I have a pot here on the porch with a trellis in it, and so I want to start some of these and see if I can get those growing up on that trellis. I tried Morning Glories last year on it, and it did not great. So this year I want to try something different and see if we can get a little bit better going. All right, so those are most of the flower varieties I'm going to try, except for of the packs that I've bought. Now these that I've got here are ones that are garden staple companion plants that you want to attract the pollinators. Nasturtiums. I have 2 packages of the Cherry Rose Jewel. That should be very pretty. And I have a Dwarf Jewel mixed colors variety. Again, those mixed colors get my attention. And then I have Cosmos. And I think I have more packs of Cosmos than this, but this is what I had handy. Again, a variety of colors, but these are Cosmos. I had a volunteer Cosmo come up right at the beginning of January. I was out by the greenhouse and there was a yellow Cosmo growing, and it was just cute as it could be. Wrong time of year, but it was growing. So these will go in the garden. So those are ones that I have bought the packages for. I'm not going to limit it to this. Anytime I go somewhere and a package will grab my interest, I'm going to grab it. I've got the space for it this year. I'm excited to give all these things a try. Now, last year, I did manage to grow some things of my own. Some things did very well. and I was able to save seeds from them. So I have lots to try. This is a big old jar of marigold seeds. Had great luck with marigolds out here. I don't know why, we just do it. Whether I grow them in pots, whether I grow them in a raised bed. I grew some in the garden last year and they've done well everywhere I've gone. So everywhere I've tried to plant them. So I'm excited. I saved lots and lots of seeds. I left lots of seeds out there, hopefully to self-germinate. I'm gonna start some of these to share and maybe to sell again at the farmer's market or whatever. And I'm gonna keep a lot to put out in the garden again this year. So I was really pleased with my marigolds. And these are mostly yellow and orange varieties. So that's gonna be fun. Another thing I had great luck with out in the garden this year was zinnias. So I pulled up some of the zinnias, or I took the seeds from some of the zinnias. After they dried, I saved them. Again, I'm gonna try to start some in pots, and I'm also just gonna sprinkle them out there in the garden and see what happens. That's a lot of fun. So a few of the other things we had, I did buy some Gerber daisies. Gerber daisies have been a favorite of mine for a long time. This was a white variety that I found on the clearance rack at I think Lowe's last year. And so I bought 4 or 5 pots of them. They did well when I put them out and brought them back to life. And so I saved seeds from them. So gonna try to start my own this year. We have had great success with sunflowers out here. Don't know why, but we have. So from the mixture of sunflowers I had last year, I combined all of their seeds, and I'm gonna plant just a row of sunflower seeds and hope for a big mixture of bright, beautiful, brilliant colors and lots of sunflowers. So big pack of those. Some of the ones I did have individually, let's see, this is from a multi-head sunflower that I had. We had one plant that started coming up last year right beside my tomatoes, and I recognized it as soon as it got 6 inches high. I said, that's a sunflower. It grew very fast, very big, and I'm like, that's a big sunflower. And I was hoping it was gonna be one of those mammoth sunflowers. It was not. It was a multi-headed sunflower. Blooms were about this big, but there were 100, 200 of them by the time the season was over. So I've got a bunch of those seeds that I'm gonna grow, and I'm gonna try to sprout and probably give those away this year. That took a lot of room in the garden. So if I can find one spot to dedicate to a big multi-headed sunflower like that, I will. But other than that, gonna give those away. It was beautiful, it was beautiful. But it took up a lot of room. Let's see, what else do I have? A couple other things in here, a couple other sunflowers. This is a smaller sunflower seed, so I don't remember the varieties, but I love having things that I can put out in the garden, hope for the best, and see what happens. Here's some more zinnias. I love these little packs for zinnias for any kind of seeds. I get these little packs on Amazon. I can save my seeds, get them good and dry. I've got labels on the back for what they are, and then I can store them. I've got some more marigolds that I saved. I have more of the Gerber daisies, more zinnias, more Gerber daisies, and more of the multi-headed sunflower. So lots of things I was able to save last year and to keep and to be able to plant again this year. So that's a great way to cut down your cost, especially when you're gonna do like market gardening, is to save seeds. Let some of the flowers go to seed, save your seeds, and that way you've got a head start on the next season. So we'll be out in the greenhouse the next few days, getting a lot of these started, saying a little prayer over them, and watching for them to sprout. So fun times ahead. I'm excited, not only for the vegetables, for the flowers this year too. So come on back, watch me do those. Thanks for watching.